Let us proceed with the first song.
Ragheb Alama, Humanos, Diana Haddad, Tiny Dancers, Glben Ergen, Lepa Brena, Halid Beli, Friska Viljor, Zana, Basia Bulat. More Basia Bulat, 89 of 180 the best indie folk bands and artists, 2 of 47 famous hammered dulcimer players. Esad Samardi, Chris Bathgate, Oh Atoms, Kemal Malovi, Yui. More YUI4 of 186, the best Japanese music artists, 3 of 106 the best J-pop bands and singers, 4 of 4 here we go. Phil. Tara Blaze, Ruslana, Royal Wood, Elisa, Ron Sexsmith. More Ron Sexsmith, 1124 of 1891, the greatest musical artists of all time, 534 of 603 the best rock vocalists, 185 of 225 the greatest living rock songwriters. Maggie Reilly, Ebru Gnde, Hkan Hellstrm, Vesna Zmijanac, Orhan Gencebay, Nancy Ajram, Jelena Karleua, Svetlana Ranatovi, Belle and Sebastian. More Belle and Sebastian, 904 of 1728 the best rock bands of all time, 450 of 1891 the greatest musical artists of all time, 321 of 383 the greatest musical artists of the 90s. Nedeljko Bajic Baha, Elena Paparizou, Elena Paparizou, David Bearwold, Rifu, Ramy Ayach, Grald De Palmas, Paul Williams, Friend, Philox, Phillips, Ronan Keating, Alex Parks, Tegan and Sara, She and Him, Hesneri, Arlo Guthrie. More the best Arlo Guthrie albums of all time: 69 of 162 1970s Christian pop artists, 312 of 739, the best singers of all time. Dar Williams. The Corrs. More the Corrs, 222 of 602, the best female vocalists ever, 39 of 151, the greatest chick rock bands ever, 310 of 383, the greatest musical artists of the 90s. The Decemberists. More the Decemberists, the best the Decemberists albums, ranked 1523 of 1891, the greatest musical artists of all time, 44 of 139 bands or artists with 5 great albums. The Head and the Heart. More the Head and the Heart, 27 of 74, the best bands named after body parts, 201 of 543, the best indie bands and artists, 4 of 180, the best indie folk bands and artists. The tallest man on earth. The Seekers. More the Seekers, 37 of 219, the top pop artists of the 1960s, 60 of 310, the best Australian bands, ranked. The Kingston Trio. First Aid Kit. More First Aid Kit, 545 of 559, the most hipster bands, 16 of 100, the best sister bands and musical groups, ranked 40 of 72 musicians you most wish would put out a Christmas album. The Byrds. More the Byrds, the most fascinating facts you didn't know about the Byrds, sweetheart of the road, best Byrds albums of all time. Emmylou Harris. Of Monsters and Men. Art Garfunkel. More Art Garfunkel, the best Art Garfunkel albums of all time, 80 of 316, the greatest singers of the past 30 years, 60 of 195, the greatest male pop singers of all time. Mumford and Sons. More Mumford and Sons, the best bands like Mumford and Sons, the best Mumford and Sons albums, ranked 181 of 461, the best current pop groups/singers. Judy Collins. More Judy Collins, the best Judy Collins albums of all time, 451 of 816, these poetic geniuses wrote your favorite songs of all time. Joan Baez. Pete Seeger. More Pete Seeger, the best Pete Seeger albums of all time. 180 of 265 ranked the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. The Mamas and the Papas. More The Mamas and the Papas, jaw-droppingly out-of-control stories from the Mamas and the Papas. The best Mamas and the Papas albums of all time. 96 of 1728 the best rock bands of all time. Joni Mitchell. More Joni Mitchell, the best Joni Mitchell albums of all time. The best Joni Mitchell songs. Najwa Karen. Gordon Lightfoot. More Gordon Lightfoot, the best Gordon Lightfoot albums of all time. 160 of 739 the best singers of all time. 134 of 363 musicians who belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Peter, Paul and Mary. More Peter, Paul and Mary. 210 of 263 the greatest classic rock bands. 229 of 279 the greatest American rock bands. John Denver. Bob Dylan. More Bob Dylan, the best Bob Dylan songs. 48 of 162 1970s Christian pop artists. 388 of 1172 the best writers of all time. Simon and Garfunkel. More Simon and Garfunkel, the best Simon and Garfunkel songs. The best Simon and Garfunkel albums of all time. Paul Simon. More Paul Simon, the best Paul Simon solo songs of all time. The best Paul Simon albums of all time.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.